Yeah, subscribe, enjoy the talk with Eagle Champ. Subscribe, enjoy the talk with Eagle Champ. He says whatever he feels like, and want whatever on his mind. So if you don't like what he says, 3 words, deal with it, and leave while we grind to the top. Wow! Go Birds! So let's go chant with me. EAGLES. Enjoy the show. Subscribe. Let's go. Go Birds, so let's go chant with me.
What is good, everybody? It's your man East1. Let me just say this, man. Yesterday, I don't know what live stream I had yesterday, but we had some fun yesterday. I thought I did. I don't think I nailed it perfectly with Kevin Petula. I think I was over the place. We're gonna go into enemy details. I truly believe that Kevin Petula should be able to make the adjustments. He worked so hard, right? Worked so hard that y'all did great. You know what I'm saying? Did so great that I had to put memes. Because this is what our offense. Take a look, guys. The offense corner has done a phenomenal job. Let's pull up these stat lines. Look at this shit, man. I mean, you gotta be a freaking fool to take anything he says seriously. The Eagles are down below. We're behind the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Miami Dolphins, the Cleveland Browns, the Arizona Cardinals, the Minnesota Vikings, the Saints, the Houston Texans, the Carolina Panthers, the New York Jets, the New York Giants, the Las Vegas Raiders, Chicago. Take a look at this one. For the guy that supposedly said he did a phenomenal job. He's done a good job, right? Well, Kevin, if you did a good job, then explain me why your numbers looking like this. This is your offense, Kevin. EPA per play. Look who's at the 18th. But he told me he did a good job, man. He did a good job. He did a good job. Ladies and gentlemen, he's done a phenomenal job that her offense is ranked 18th. 18th. Hey, you can't make this shit up. The memes continue to come for Kevin. You done a so good job that you're 18th in EPA according to the rankings. You're below some of the worst teams in football, including the New York Jets. For a 4-1 football team, you are such a great offense coordinator that you are right behind the New York Jets. But I forgot. Kevin Petula forgot where he was. No, Kevin, your offensive line and your whole offense is built on your sorry excuse of behind of an offense coordinator, or should we call you a terrorist or a thief who steals money? I think this fits who Kevin Petula is. The most wanted. The man does not have a clue how bad his offense is. And this just shows you that he can't run an offense. If you can't see the problem, Kevin, you can't see the problem of your offense. These are the stats. These are the facts. I don't make this shit up. I don't make this shit up. This is who Kevin is. Tell me you did good. I don't gotta curse. But you get my point. He makes me mad when he sits there and lies and says, yeah, man, we done a great job. This is a good job? Look who you behind. Excuse me, sorry for that. Let me get back on track. What is going with this thing? My fault. I'm sorry, my fault. There we go. I mean, look at this. Tell me, ladies and gentlemen, who Kevin Batulo's fooling? Look who you behind. The 49ers are 0.025. 0.30, the Jacksonville Jaguars. 0.38, Houston Texans. The Miami Dolphins are 0.042. That's, by the way, McDaniels is running that team. For everybody who said Mike McDaniels wouldn't be a good offensive corner, I'm sorry. He's having a better year than Kevin Batulo is in scoring points. 0.054 in the Denver Broncos, who we just played. 0.054 in the Los Angeles Rams, who we just played 2 weeks ago. 0.054 in the Baltimore Ravens. Everybody is doing their job, and you're ranked where? The 18th? How is this a good job? You've done such a great job, Kevin, that, well, you're right here where you belong. Don't get mad at me. That's who he is. A liar. Why is your offense ranked here, Kevin? Can we get a, let's see if we can get a marker. Let's see if we can get a marker. Let's see if we can get a marker and mark this out for all the brain dead idiots. Oh, Kevin Batulo, he's going to be such a bad. I mean, come on, bro. This guy don't know how to run an offense. It shows. It shows. Kevin Batulo don't know how to run an offense. Every time this guy opens his mouth, it's a lie. You can't believe nothing he says is accurate. Nothing he says is correct. It's lies. It's manipulating the media, thinking that you're smarter than what you are. Trying to outfool the fans and thinking that you're this guy when you're really not. If you're such a good offensive corner, why is your offense ranked pretty much near the bottom? Explain me that one. And for anybody who has an issue with what I say, hey man, don't get mad at me. Get mad at Kevin Batulo. I didn't do this. I would have nothing to talk about if this guy knew how to run an offense. But he don't. He doesn't. He's an incompetent fool. Don't get mad at me. I'm just speaking facts. These are the numbers. Don't say you did good when you barely came to run an offense, man. Because we see it. The lies that this guy tells, man. The Kevin tales, as you call them. I like that one. The Kevin fairy tales. Just continue to lie. Continue to lie, Kevin. Continue to believe that everything is sunshines and dandelions. You know what I'm saying? Then we're going to go into the Giants. But I want to make this point and then move on. But this is all Kevin is. Word salad. Trying to tell a lie. This is all Kevin is. We know Kevin is not telling the truth. How you telling the truth, Kevin? How you telling the truth? The numbers are there. The numbers are there. I'm sorry if you want me to tell you, hey, we're going to get better. These are the numbers. And when this guy says we're doing a better job, no, we're not. Your offense stinks. But let's get to the injuries, man. Take myself off real quick. Let's get to the injuries, okay? So let's look at the numbers real quick. I got the numbers right here. The Eagles are 20th in 12. They're 12th in 25 in points per game. The Giants are 28th. They're 17.4 per game. They allowed 17.4 per game. We allowed the 25th. So we allowed the fewest points per game. 26.16, 30th yards per game. 320.6, the 19th for the Giants. 30 minutes and 22 seconds, the 20th time possession per game. 31 and 43, the 7th. We have the 7th. We have 25th and 7th in total defensive tackles. I'm sorry, defensive sacks. The Giants are 18th and 10th. So they have a better sack record than we do right now. They're the 10th at 18th. We're the 7th and 25th. Okay? So they have more sacks than we do because they get pressure. They have a very good front four. Brian Burns is not no scrub. Brian Burns is a very good pass rusher. They can get pressure. And the way Kevin Petula calls an offense, he calls an offense like that, you could definitely lose this game. The Giants have nothing to play for. Yes, they're 1-4. I don't look at the record. The record means nothing. We've seen teams like a 1-4 football team shock everybody. The Jacksonville Jaguars, I believe, what's the record again? They're 4-1. And they beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Who would have thought that? That the Jacksonville Jaguars would beat the Kansas City Chiefs. The Browns shocked the Green Bay Packers after being undefeated. We've seen teams shock everybody, man. The Bears beat the Cowboys. Okay? So it don't matter what the record is, man. You can get beat. And you play like that, like you did versus the Broncos, you definitely can get beat. Now, the Giants are horrible. The coach staff is a laughing stock. But our coaching staff, other than Vic, is a laughing stock too. I can't sit there and say Nick is doing Nick and Kevin Petula are way better than Brian DeBall when their talent has won them the games. And they have not been coaching. I would say Nick has done a good job, but Kevin, not so much. They're 3rd and 12th in total defensive interceptions. The Giants are 3rd and 12th in interceptions and takeaways. +4 to the 7th in total turnovers. Differentials. Can't even talk right. -5 and 29th. And the team leaders, Jalen Hurts, 889 yards. Jackson Dart was 786 yards. I don't know why they put Russell Wilson. He wasn't playing last week. He had a 5.95 completion rating, 3 TDs, 3 interceptions. Saquon Barkley, 267 yards. Cam Scotabo, 240 yards. He had 63 attempts. Saquon had 83 attempts, 3.2 average, 3.8 average. Devontae Smith had 272 yards. Malik Neighbors, who got hurt, unfortunately, who I'm thankfully we don't have to play because, our second would do a lot better. But Malik Neighbors is out. That's a huge loss for the Giants, who had 271 yards in the air, 18 reception, 2 TDs, 15.1 average per game. Injury report: Saquon Barkley did participate. He is full go. Grant Calcaterra did not participate. Jahad Campbell did not participate. Nakobe Dean, full participation. Okay, so that's a good thing. Nakobe Dean coming back. We got to wait for Jahad Campbell. I think he's playing. I think Grant Calcaterra, I'm not sure. But I think Jahad Campbell is participating. And will play this Sunday. For the Giants, injury report. Belton, the tight end, did not participate. Got to keep your eye on that one. That's a huge weapon for the Giants if they lose him. Bosman did not participate. That's a linebacker. Jackson Dart, full participation. Owan Lamunar did not participate. Offensive line. So the Giants have an offensive line that is not participating. I don't know how good he is. Lane Dixon did not participate. Byron Young did not participate. For the Giants, defensive linebacker D. Flanagan Fowles, linebacker, did not participate. Javon Holland did not participate. That's a safety. That's a huge loss if they lose him. Tyler Newman, both of their safeties, did not participate. Did participate. So both of them did participate. So did participate. So both of their safeties did participate. That's my fault. Error on me. Phillips, the defensive back, did participate. So you got to keep your eye on the offensive lineman not participating. Their linebacker did not participate. And their tight end did not participate. Lane Dixon did not participate. Lane Dixon will be out for this game, I'm sure. And the only thing we got to worry about is Jahad Campbell, which I think Jahad Campbell will play this Sunday. Good thing, Nakobe Dean is back. And we need him, right? You need help all you got. You're not really getting pressure with the front four. Jalen Hunt does nothing. Hopefully he can come through because we need a big game for him. Because, like I said, I think a short week, our offense coordinator needs to have a game plan. And like I said, man, I said this before, for people who are just tuning in, Kevin Patullo, when he calls himself, he's done a phenomenal job. Well, your offense has been horrible. I don't know what job you're talking about. What job you're talking about. Again, these are all the teams that have done phenomenal. The Cowboys have more per play of explosiveness. This is all the explosiveness. This is the creative plays. And where's the Eagles? Right here. Right here behind low the 49ers, who have injuries, that don't have legit receivers. So you're telling me an offensive coordinator and a head coach can create plays without N.A.J. Brown and Devontae, but yet our offensive coordinator that supposedly can do a good job can't get these guys and create some noise? Look at all these teams. The Kansas City Chiefs don't have an A.J. and Devontae and Jahan, yet they're above where we are. We're 18th, and these are these other teams. This is our offense that we are saying that's a good job by Kevin. Kevin has done a phenomenal job that we're ranked 18th in EPA per play. And the rankings of our offense, according to NFL, ESPN, look where we are. I mean, to sit there and say in your press conference that you did a phenomenal job, it's a goddamn joke. It's a joke. How can you say that when the facts are right here? You haven't done a good job. Talent has been and once again pulled coaching into a theory that they've done a phenomenal job. The only one who's done a phenomenal job is their defense coordinator, Vic Fangio, for what he's done with. losing Nolan Smith and still be able to hold the Broncos to what, almost less points into the last minute, and eventually your defense gets tired. That's a guy who's done a good job. But other than that, to sit there and lie, Kevin the liar, Kevin Fairy Tales, that's what I call it. Because you're not telling the truth. You're bullshitting us. You're feeding us garbage. Your best receiver was Devontae Smith, who had 272 yards. You need to spread the football out. You need to give the running back some carries. 6 carries for Saquon Barkley is incredibly disrespectful to a guy like that. You have to feed him. You have to get him going. Yes, our offensive line is hurt. I get that. But injuries are going to be part of the game no matter what. That's what comes with it. You're not going to be perfect every 17 games. But it's how you make the adjustments. How do you get better? He shows us one half of good football and 3/4 is complete ass. But then he comes out and says in his press conference, I've done a good job. We've done a good job. Who's we? Speak for yourself. Because when I look at these numbers, it's a lie. It's a fairy tale. It's a fairy tale. These ain't me talking. I'm not just talking out my ass. These are the numbers that I pulled up. That fans can pull up. When you say Kevin Patullo has done a phenomenal job and you believe every word that comes out of his press conference, but then you watch the games and it doesn't match what he says. The per play, look at the teams that are ahead of you. Some of them don't have an A.J. Brown, and yet they're creating more explosive plays. And their EPA is way better. Look at the numbers right here. I mean, we could go down the list. Look at who's in front of you. Washington has a better record, a better offense than you do. You should be above Washington. And yet, you're right here. Above the Tennessee Titans. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. And it's shameful that an offense corner would sit there and lie like that. Or believe that bullshit. And I hope that he can get himself together. For my sake and my sanity, I hope Kevin Patullo comes out of nowhere and becomes the Kellen Moore from last year. Right? Kellen Moore was shaky. We all wanted him fired. I hope it's the same thing. Where we don't have to go get a guy like Mike McDaniels, who's on the verge of being fired in Miami, who's having a better EPA, when you look at it statistically, than Kevin Patullo, who has a better offense explosiveness and a better offense of explosive plays than Kevin Patullo. I'm not making this shit up. It's the facts. And the facts don't lie. You got a lot of work to do. And you got a Giants team that I think people are sleeping on. I mean, where do we go? Where do we go from here? So when I hear Kevin Patullo, knows
yeah, let's go. We ready for the season. Fly Eagles are back, ready to stack. The wins in our back, ready to attack. So get out of the way, we ready to show. We are again the world champs and labeled in the history books forever as the best sports team in the world. Nick Sirianni brings the fire and passion.
You can't. You're lying if you're an Eagles fan that say, oh, Kevin Patullo's fine. You're overreacting. You're lying. You're not being realistic, man. So, Kevin Patullo is a good offense coordinator. Then explain to me that. Explain me that. He said, John, what's up, dude? What's up, EC1? Go Birds. Absolutely go Birds, man. Go Birds. Absolutely. Thank you for coming on as always. I know this is not a popular live stream.
Yeah.
Giants. I'm not that guy. If you want to go to an Eagles concert that's going to give you positivity all day, there's plenty of Eagle concerts around there that would do that. I have no confidence that Kevin Batuta could change his ways. I'm hoping, but I don't have any confidence he can do it. Because when you sit there and you say in the press conference out of your mouth that you've done a phenomenal job, that we've been better, that we have done better with executing, what is you talking about? Like I said, the highlight of the day is simple. And I want to make it bigger for you. When we hear Kevin Batuta, it's not honest. Because if you were honest, you wouldn't say that you did good. You would say, we got things to clean up. If Kevin Batuta was making better strides and getting better every week and not relying on talent, I'd be the first one to say it. There's some things that he's done well, but there's a lot that he's done wrong. And when you sit there and say that we've done a great job, and your EPA is this, and your offense is below the fucking Pittsburgh Steelers, part of my language, but it pisses me off that this offense corner would lie. Like we have dummy ran on our forehead. Like we got Bozo the idiot written on a forehead. You're not telling the truth. We only run Saquon Barkley 6 times. It's a joke, man. It's a joke, man. Hopefully we can get this cleaned up. You got no more time. No more time to hide. So all that preparation that you prepared for, that you worked tirelessly overnight, I better see it come Thursday night. Better route running, better combination with different plays that are simple. Guys are not bunched up, lined up in the same formation. They're spread out. The defense has no clue what you do. I better see that for Kevin. Right? He worked tirelessly. He worked so hard. Okay. You got to show me. Because I don't believe a damn word that guy says out of his mouth. I don't believe a damn word that guy says out of his mouth at all. The stats are right there. The facts are right there. You can believe it all you want. I'm not saying anything. I'm telling you what's happening. I don't believe a damn thing he says. Everybody talk about Kellen Moore. But Kellen Moore also knew how to run an offense. And if you look at some of these games, he didn't have an A.J. Brown fully healthy. Devontae Smith wasn't fully healthy. So when I hear that, it's like, yeah, but your offense that Kevin had, it's not the same as Kellen Moore, where he had injuries on his receiving core. Both of his receivers were out for 2 games. So it took time to gel. Where Kevin has AJ healthy. Kevin has a Devontae Smith healthy. The only thing he don't have is a Landon Dixon that's fully healthy. But then I asked Kevin, if you know that the best friend of an offensive line is running the ball, is it not? Because if your offensive line is not fully healthy, why are you throwing the ball 38 times? Why are you shotgunning it? Why are you going deep every time and taking a kill shot every time? You don't need to take a kill shot. There's a time and a place for that. I complained this in 2023 when we were doing the kill shots every single time. You have to be creative with the kill shots. It's okay. I'm all for going deep. But not every single freaking play. You don't have to play Madden. Literally on the game clock. You don't need to take a kill shot every single time. Maybe you do a bubble screen here. But use the right players. If you want to do a bubble screen or you want to do a slant, get John Mechie going. That's why why did we trade for him? Use these guys. Using a bubble screen to Devontae Smith is stupid. Trying to bubble screen to A.J. Brown is dumb. You got guys that can be explosive with the bubble screens. The guy doesn't know how to use his players properly. I mean, why would you use Devontae Smith? Devontae Smith is not a speed dude. He's fast, but he's a guy that can create separation with different with being silky smooth and can run crisp routes. If you want to use a bubble screen, you use a guy like John Mechie. That speed, that burns a DB. You want to use a bubble screen, use Jahan Dotson. That's all I'm saying. Got to come with better creative plays. The plays that we've seen are vanilla. And I hope he changes ways. I pray for my sanity that he changes ways. I'm rooting and I'm hoping, and I want to sit there and say Kevin has done a phenomenal job. That I might have overreacted. Which I might. But that's part of being an Eagle fan. I'm not always going to be perfect. I'm not always going to sit there and tell you what you want to hear. But I know this one. I'd rather call this out now than wait 10, 15 past games and then we have the exact same issue. So I'd rather us lose now and get this fixed than wait down the road. And I'm glad we lost. Because it's shut up and put up. It's put up and shut up time. No more talking. Come out and show dominance against a bad football team. That's 1-4. They have nothing to play for. The coaching's a joke. You should be able to blow this team out. If you're competing with the Giants, then your offensive coordinator should be fired. Because that's embarrassing. The Giants are horrendous. They got a rookie quarterback back there. I'm not even worried about the defense. I'm more worried about this offense coordinator. Everything is pointing to Kevin Patullo. Can he make the adjustments when he needs to? When he needs to make the adjustments, is he able to do it? Because we're going to see first great quarters of football. But it's the adjustments in the second half is where he struggles big time at. And good offensive coordinators that know how to do their job will make those necessary adjustments. Good coaching in general makes those necessary adjustments. So if your offense is struggling as an offensive coordinator, you don't take deep shots when your offense is struggling. You find a rhythm and you stick with it. You may lead on the run a little bit more and then start getting the passing going as the offense starts to gel. Why would you take deep shots when your offense is banged up already? That makes no sense. I'm sorry for yelling, but it just frustrates me that we got an offensive coordinator that clearly doesn't understand how to run an offense. And he's been there for 4 years, man. 4 years. So I ain't trying to hear, well, he's a first-year offensive coordinator, we got to give him time. He's been there for 4 years, man. This guy's been there for 4 years. Learned under Kellen Moore, supposedly. Doubt it, because he hasn't done nothing to show that. Was there when Shane Steichen was there. Was there when Nick was there. Nick was there and Kevin was there. So he's not a first-year offensive coordinator. This guy should already know with this offense. He's been around these guys. He's know how to use their strengths, supposedly. That's what everybody been telling me when we hired him. That Kevin knew A.J. Brown, knew how to get these guys going, knows how to get these guys in the rhythm, knows their strengths and weaknesses. And the only thing we see is their weaknesses being exploited every week. He exploits the weakness, not their strengths. It's the opposite. How do we fix this? It starts with the coaching. You can blame all the players you want. It's AJ's fault. It's Jalen's fault. Well, they're not the one calling the plays. And when Jalen Hurts does call the audibles, they're successful. So how's it hell is it Jalen's fault? How's it A.J. Brown's fault when he's running basic high school routes that should be more expand, especially in NFL Pro? You're in the goddamn NFL. And you run it, you're making a receiver run high school kiddie routes. What do we talk about? This is Pop Warner shit that we're watching. It makes no sense to me. that this guy is an offensive corner yet can't create any more explosive plays for our number one best receiver on our offense? How? How is you the offensive corner and yet you can't run a better route combination than the same routes that we see all over again? It's the 3 routes that he keeps running every single time. It's like a script to him. It's like a menu to him. There's no creative plays. And I hope it changes. I hope it does. Because if he changes his ways, then AJ wouldn't complain. Then Devontae wouldn't be complaining. You wouldn't see nobody complain if the offensive corner knew how to do his job. But he can't. So you see AJ upset, and you got the fans crying, oh, AJ's too toxic. No, this offensive corner sucks ass. If he does his job, nobody would be saying anything. This all started because we know our offensive players, our leaders, our captains, the guys that talk to each other for more than an hour, right? Supposedly hate each other. If they hated each other, they wouldn't be talking. And I don't mind players talking because I like how our players are captains. I wish they added Devontae in that chat with AJ and Saquon, but I just want to know, where's Kevin Patullo on all this? Why weren't Kevin Patullo and this offense and this coach staff not in the meeting? Because they all should be sitting together and talking and getting this shit fixed. And I hope this Thursday that becomes a reality, not a fantasy. That all this talk in the press conference that you worked so hard, tirelessly overnight, show me. Show me that you changed your ways. I'm a guy that loves the actions, not the words. Show me by actions, not by you talking. Because I could say the same thing over and over again. But if I don't do the actions, it means nothing. I could say I'm a hard worker at work. But if I go in my job and I don't push and I don't do my job to the best ability, then all that talking means nothing. That's just for the birds. That's for the bees. That's for Johnny down the street. It's all talk. There's no bark, there's no bite. It's all bark, no bite, is what I'm trying to say. And that's what Kevin Patullo reminds me. All bark, but no bite. Just talking. Show me by actions. Show me you can make the adjustments. So that's how I feel, man. That's how I feel. You got a tough... I mean, let's be real. The Giants are not a pushover. You can talk about their record all you want. 1-4. Yeah, they're a bad football team. But we're not as great as we think we are. Because good football teams do not blow a 17-point game. And the talent's not bad. But again, you're not winning no championship playing like that. You're not winning no Super Bowl playing like that. You're not going to beat teams like the Lions. You're not going to beat teams like the Packers. You're not going to beat teams like that. I don't care what the record is. You won't go far playing like that. Or coaching like that as an offense coordinator. You coach like that against a legit football team, which you saw versus the Denver Broncos, that would be reality in the playoffs. Even worse, probably. Teams are taking their best shot every week to beat you and dethrone you and show you that you're frauds. Even though you're not, but every team thinks that you're frauds. So you gotta have that chip in the eye, that mindset that you're not a fraud, that you're for real. Every team is taking their best shot. Even the stinky teams are taking their best shot at you. They want that piece of that Eagles Paul's ass. And it's how you react, how you preparate, how you go into every game. Understand every team is taking their best shot. So when you got an offense corner that can't call plays properly, or you got an offense corner that doesn't know how to run an offense, and only can call 3 certain routes every single time, it's a deep shot, it's a bubble screen, it's a slant, and there's no jet sweeps, there's no cross routes, there's none of that. It's the same jumble formation over again. Receivers are jumbled up. Even the Hail Mary play, guys were jumbled up. When there should be guys spread it out to confuse the defense. Guys are supposed to be different places so the defense don't know what you're expecting. But they knew exactly what's coming. because you were too predictable. When you go back and watch the game, it's too predictable. Kevin has no idea how to adjust, and that's my issue with Kevin. We've seen explosiveness. We know Kevin has it somewhere somehow. We could talk about the memes. I could clown him for days. But it doesn't help me. It doesn't make me right because I don't want to be right. I'd rather be so wrong about Kevin. I'd rather say he's a great offense coordinator than a clown, that we need to get rid of him. I don't want to say we need to get rid of our offense coordinator. I don't want to say every week that I'm holding my breath hoping that offense coordinator knows how to make the adjustments. That's something he should already have been doing. He's been there for 4 years. Say whatever you want about him. He's been there since Nick got here. So what have you learned? How did you take Kellen Moore's game and put it into yours? Because that's what you need to do. You should have taken Shane Steichen's game and put it into yours. We see creative plays by Kevin. And then we see the places like, what are you doing? Why would you call? Why? That's not the time and place for that. It makes you scratch your head. It makes you like, what? Why? We shouldn't be going to every game stressed out. It's the truth. It's the truth. So that's all I gotta say, man. I hope he changes ways. But when you sit there and say in the press conference that your offense is good, man, it's not. It's not. It's a fairy tale. It's a lie. It's excuse of continuing the bad play calling. It is what it is, man. I hope that he comes out against the Giants have a better performance, because we don't. You're going to hear me say the same thing. And I don't want to say the same thing. I want to talk about next week, hopefully, that my offense coordinator know how to put a game plan together. And not the same sloppy adjustments that we see the same sloppy second quarters where you're not making adjustments. You show great 1 quarter of football and then 3 quarters of complete ass. Not be able to understand how to read your cues and be a better play caller and make the adjustments that you need to do to be successful in this league, man. But yeah, that's all I gotta say, man. The Giants defense, don't take them lightly. They got a good pass rush, but it's how we come out. We should be able to blow this team out. They're not a good football team, but when you look at the offense that we run, are we really a good football team? Or we have talent that's out smarter than our coaching, that's making our coaching look like they're successful when they're not. And we saw it versus the Broncos. Kevin Patullo's offense coordinator clearly wasn't an offense performance from the coaching. It was a bad coaching that lost us this game. And the players has been bailing us out. Your defense has been playing the lights out. And they've been bailing out the coaching. Our talent is bailed out the coaching is what I'm trying to say. I don't know why I just went on a ramble with some weird ass words. At the end of the day, Kevin needs to be better. And it doesn't start until Kevin owns up the fact that he's been a problem. You can point the finger all you want at AJ. Point the finger at Devontae. Point the finger at anybody you want. But it starts with the coaching. Yes, our offense is banged up. Again, I said this in 2023 when they make excuse for Desai. I don't care how many guys are banged up. Vic guys are banged up. And yet he has no problem calling a defense. So why am I giving that excuse to Kevin? Come on, man. Stop with that. That's an excuse. That's a bona fide excuse to use to justify why Kevin can't call a game plan for real. If you need a healthy offense line to be an offense coordinator for real, then you should not be in this league. You should be fired and go work at McDonald's. As simple as that. Give someone else the offense coordinator the keys to run an offense. So, that's just my logic. I ain't trying to hear, well, here's an offense line that's banged up. Okay, and Vic Fangio has guys going down left and right. And yet we're able to shut down great football teams. Good offense coordinators make the adjustments. And they overcome those things. You don't think every other football team with their offense coordinator has problems in their offense? Absolutely they do. You're not going to be fully healthy every year. So you got to make those adjustments. You got to understand as a play caller, this is what I have. This is what I have. This is what I have on my plate, on my roster. How can I make it work? How can I avoid the weaknesses that the defense might expose and expose their weaknesses instead? How can I go forward knowing maybe Lane Dixon's not 100%? Maybe Lane Johnson is still getting old. But he's still Lane Johnson. But I know he's not the Lane Johnson he used to be. Guys go down. It's how you overcome those adjustments. Overcome those obstacles. And get better as a play caller. Understand that this is what I'm good at. Let's stick to this. This is what I don't want to do, that I know it's not working. Let's move away from this. And try to become successful. Try to get better. Make the adjustments. Understand the room. Read the room. To be an offense corner, you got to be understanding to read the room. Understand your player's strengths and use that to the best ability, not their weaknesses. And Kevin used their players' weaknesses to his ability, not his strengths. Not their strengths, excuse me. What is AJ good at? Use that in games. If you know AJ is good at certain routes, then call that for him. That's what good offense corners do. The best will make those adjustments for the players to be successful. If you know Jalen Hurts is good at something, continue with it. If you know something has worked before in games, go back to that. Never be afraid to try something. But don't try out stupid shit that has no value of what you're doing as a play caller. Understand there's things that you need to do to be an offense corner. The best make those adjustments. The best shows up at halftime and creates those adjustments for all defense to not suddenly understand what you're doing and figure you out. The defense should not be able to figure you out like that. So I don't want to hear talk from Kevin. I want to hear action. I want to see action. And this Giants team that you're playing, they're 1-4, but they're playing tough. They're playing tough. They play tough. They beat the Chargers. They lost to the Saints team. So they're coming in with a vengeance, man. And if you think they're going to be pushovers and you think they're not going to play for the coaches with a rookie quarterback, you're crazy. Every team's going to give us our best shot. We got the Giants twice. So they know we're familiar with. They've seen everything. And you don't even got to watch tape to understand what Kevin Batula is good at. That's nothing. Except show one good half of football and wait till the second half. I'm not going to cheer for the first half. I might just skip the first half and then turn on by halftime. Because that's where I show. That's what the Eagles show me, if they're for real or not. That's the real Kevin, not the first half. That's just all I got you moment. The halftime is where I want to see Kevin change his ways. Can you put good 4 quarters of football, or even 3 good quarters of football, on display on a Thursday night primetime game? You know everybody's going to be tuning in to watch us hopefully lose. Because there's a lot of haters that want us to lose. And can coaching not be the reason why we lose? Can coaching be the reason why we win? And not players bailing us out? Not having your quarterback be Superman every week? That shouldn't be a factor. It's okay to have Jalen Hurts sometimes bail you out. But not all the goddamn time. Your job as an offensive corner is to overcome those things and make sure your quarterback doesn't have to do that. We need to stop striving away to what we're not good at and go back to what we're successful at. Stop listening to the media and focus on what is our identity. Who is the Philadelphia Eagles in 2025? What are their identity? Who are they? That's what we need to figure out coming to the Giants game. Is our identity going to be you show us good football in the first half, and then we got to hold our breath and hope that Kevin Patullo can adjust when he can't? Or can this team put it together? If you can't put it together versus the Giants, man, it's going to be a long year for you as an Eagles fan. And it's going to be a long year for Kevin Patullo. Because that chatter gets longer. And it gets longer. And it gets louder. That's not going to go away. And what did they say? Winning cures everything. When you lose, and you keep losing, fans are going to start questioning, is you the deal? Is you that guy? Can you become that guy? And if you can't, we got to get someone who can. Whether it's Mike McDaniels, who I said, if Kevin can't win against the Giants, or you struggle versus the Giants, and we're winning by a point, or we win by a point, you got to let him go. Because that's embarrassing. If you lose or you have a shootout with the 1-4 Giants, you're not a Super Bowl contender. You're not. You should be able to blow this team out. I expect the Eagles to drop 55. You should be able to drop at least 55 on their head. They're that bad. If you struggle versus the Giants, then you're frauds. You're frauds. I'm just going to be real with you. You're fraudulent. You're fraudulent. You don't belong in the same conversation as the real contenders. You don't. I don't care if you went to the Super Bowl last year. You're not Super Bowl contenders this year. You're frauds. You're the 2023 Eagles. That's going to be my next title if we are winning by a point against the Giants. The Philadelphia Eagles of 2025 is the resemblance of the 2023 Eagles. Hopefully next week I say, hey man, we did our part. I'm feeling great. But we'll see, man. I miss Shane Steichen. I do too. And I hope I don't have to miss these guys. I hope Kevin Patullo can do his job. I hope Kevin Patullo can go out there and do his job. Because I don't want to miss an offense coordinator. I should be able to say Kevin Patullo is taking over. He's the new sheriff in town. Beware of the Kevin Patullo. He's arrived. But we'll see, man. It's your boy EC1, man. Fly goes fly. Let me know what y'all think. Like and subscribe. Yeah, man. I figured to come on here. I think it's a better live stream than what it was yesterday. I wish I could delete that other one late yesterday. It was all over the place. So I had to clear some things out. But yeah. Overall, I just think to be better. And like I said, Giants are banged up, but a lot of them are playing. These are the injury reports. You see it. Okay, the only guy I'm worried about is Jahad Campbell. When Nakobe Dean's a full participation, that's huge. Getting him back is huge, man. We know Nakobe Dean's a leader on his team. Great defensive player for Vic Fangio last year. Was the leading tackle, I believe, in a linebacker. Would have been an absolute legend if he was in that playoff game, because I know he played the lights out, man. It was unfortunate he got hurt, man. So to get Nakobe Dean back, we know he's not going to be 100%. But just to have his presence on that field is going to mean tremendously to young guys like Jahad Campbell. It's going to help guys like Andrew McCouber, the guy that he can turn to for advice. Nakobe Dean's a leader, you know, and to have him back with his defense when you have no Nolan Smith, I mean, it can't hurt. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully Jalen Tillman step up. I need Jalen Tillman to step up, bro. Like we count on you, bro. Like you lost Josh Sweat. You lost some guys, and Jalen Tillman's been very disappointing, man. He needs to step it up, or he needs to sit on the bench. Or you need to go out and trade for someone. Whether it's Max Crosby. We'll talk about the trade deadline when his time comes. I got some key names that I think would be interesting the Eagles to trade for. One of the guys would be my guy, Max Crosby. I would love having Max Crosby in Philadelphia, bro. I don't know if the Raiders would do it. The Raiders just paid him, so I don't think they're going to move on from him. But if you can get a Max Crosby with your pass rush, bro, your defense takes even another notch. We don't have the Aiden Hutchinson type player, man. You know what I'm saying? We got some dogs. Don't get me wrong, Jalen Carter is not a Aiden Hutchinson. You know, he's a great pass rusher, but you need that guy to go with Jalen Carter. And yeah, we brought in Zadarius Smith, who has some great. I mean, I think he should play over Jalen Carter if you want to. I think he had a better game than he did. And I like Zadarius Smith. I like his energy. I like his presence that he brings, the leadership he brings, the veteran leadership that he also provides. But yeah, Jalen Suggs been very disappointing. I'm very disappointed in him. Maybe that 1 year rookie wall has hit. You know, sometimes the rookie wall has hit. Maybe that's for him. Sometimes in the second year the wall hits for them. You know, he was a rookie last year, so it is what it is, man. I gotta get up out of here. I got work at 10. Appreciate y'all. Like and subscribe. And I'm out. Go Birds.